Sa dami ng kanyang mga nagawa, hindi mo talaga maikakaila na siya ay tumutulong sa kapwa. Nasimulang mga pagbabago ng kanyang ama sa bayang ito ay kanyang ipapatuloy para sa ating mga Pilipino. Si Sara lang napili ko, si Sara lang ang tuto sa tao, si Sara lang ang may tunay na malasakit sa bayan ko. Inday Sara Duterte, Inday Sara Duterte, Inday Sara Duterte, siya kung vice-presidente. Inday Sara Duterte, Inday Sara Duterte, Inday Sara Duterte, siya kung vice-presidente. Wala na siya'y laing tumong, kundi ang atong kaungaon. Sukad pa na siya sa una, di dyon mapulan mo serbisyo sa tua. Si Sara lang napili ko, si Sara lang ang tuto sa tao, si Sara lang ang may tunay na malasakit sa bayan ko. Inday Sara Duterte, Inday Sara Duterte, Inday Sara Duterte, siya kung vice-presidente. Inday Sara Duterte, Inday Sara Duterte, Inday Sara Duterte, siya kung vice-presidente. Inday Sara Duterte, Inday Sara Duterte, Inday Sara Duterte, siya kung vice-presidente.
Halika na, bumikit imutin ang problema. Hihintayin ang umaga, basta tayo'y magkasama. Laging mayroong umaga, kay ganda, parang sikat ng araw, may dalang liwanag sa ating pangarap.
Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Bangon bayan muli.
Haharapin natin
Sama-sama tayong babangon muli.
Handa ka na bang?
Ipagpatuloy ang mga nasimulan.
Handa ka na bang?
Abutin ang kaunlarang ating inaasam.
Payag ka bang?
Ang bayan natin bumalik sa nakaraan. Hindi pa tapos ang laban, may kakampi kang matapang. Kinabukasan natin ang nakasalalay dito. Batas na patas, di takot, tapat na gobyerno ang sagot sa ating bayan upang hirap at krimen di tumindi. Hindi tayo maaape, si Sara ang kakampi.
Sara na.
Dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran.
I love you! Huwag ka mag-alala! naman! Number 1 kita!
Siya'y isang simpleng tao, aking napatunayan. Mapagpakumbaba sa madla at maging sa kaibigan. Siya ay idolo ng marami, matanda at kabataan. Idolo ng inyong lingkod at tunay kong hinahangaan. At ngayong nakita ko na ang tunay na agila sa buong Pilipinas, siya'y aking ipapakilala. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh sa ating mga kapatid na Muslim. May buntag at magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Welcome po dito sa SA4U ngayong araw ng Lunes. Pabuhay po ang ating mga manggagawa sa pagdiriwang ng Labor Day kahapon. Sa ngalan ni Mayor Sara Duterte, ako po ang inyong lingkod, Tek Ocampo, live mula rito sa Davao City. Ngayong araw sa SA4U, tunghayan natin ang dalawa pang Pinoy artist na nagpahayag ng kanilang suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Samantala, pakinggan din ang kwento ng ating mga kababayan tungkol kay Mayor Sara Duterte kung saan ramdam ang kanilang suporta at pagmamahal sa alkalde. Abangan po natin yan maya-maya lang. Nitong weekend, ilang lugar sa Luzon ang binisita ni Mayor Sara Duterte kasama ang Unity Team. Mula sa matagumpay na Grand Rally sa Pampanga nitong Sabado, ay binisita ni Mayor Sara Duterte ang bayan ng San Nicolas sa probinsya ng Pangasinan, kung saan daang-daang mga kababayan natin ang dumagsa sa ginanap na pagtitipon. Mula naman sa San Nicolas, ay tumungo ang alkalde kasamang ilang senatorial candidates ng Unity Team sa Dagupan City, Pangasinan pa rin, upang makisaya sa Bangus Festival sa lungsod. Matapos ang 2 taon, muling ipinagdiwang ang Bangus Festival at kinagalak ni Mayor Sara Duterte ang pagdalo sa isa sa mga highlight events nito na tinawag na Kalutan Eddalan Street Party, kung saan libo-libong bangus ang inihaw at libreng ipinamigay sa lahat ng bisita. At itong linggo naman, dinaluhan ni Mayor Sara Duterte ang Grand Rally ng Dumper Party List sa Davao City, at sa unang pagkakataon mula nang magsimula ang kampanya, naghandog ang alkalde ng kanta bilang pasasalamat at pagmamahal na rin sa mahal niyang mga Dabawenyo na kanyang pinagsilbihan sa loob ng maraming taon.
Kabuhat may ugduha ka album sa kadaghan sa mga kanta nga gibuhat para suporta sa akua, Inday Sara. Para karong gabi na ako'y ihatag para sa inyuha nga kanta. Ibili na ako ni sa inyuha mga tiga Davao, mga tiga Mindanao nga kanta, na kung madungog ninyo, mahinumduman ko ninyo, permi. Las pinagyod sa panahon na magkalisod mo sa inyong kinabuhi. Minsan kay nag-iisa, walang makasama, di malaman sa tutungo. Naghahanap, nag-iisip kung saan mabalik dito sa mundong mapaglaro. Daghang salamat!
Mamimiss ka namin ng labis dito sa Davao City, Mayor Sara. Samantala, ngayong huling linggo ng kampanya, alamin natin kung saan gaganapin ang Meeting de Avance ng Uniteam mula Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Panoorin po natin ito.
Ang susunod nating Vice Presidente, Inday Sara Duterte!
Ang susunod na Pangulo ng Pilipinas, Bongbong Marcos Jr.
At bago tayo mag-break, shoutout po muna sa mga support groups ni Mayor Sara Duterte. Isda o Inday Sara Duterte Ako, Super Inday, Islap o kay Inday Sara Lilipad ang Pilipinas, at Youth for Inday Sara Duterte.
Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Sa simpleng pagpindot ng iyong cellphone, maaari lang may pahayag ang iyong pagsuporta sa Uniteam at ituloy ang pagbabago movement. Unang gawin ay pumunta sa www.ipm2022.ph. Upang maging opisyal na miyembro ng Uniteam at IPM, itap ang Register as a Supporter. Kompletuhin ang mga kinakailangang importanteng detalye ng supporter registration form, gaya ng iyong pangalan, middle name at apelyido, kasarian, edad at ang iyong mobile number. Kung ikaw ay isang overseas Filipino worker, piliin ang yes at ilagay kung saang bansa ka nakatira. Kung ikaw naman ay nandito sa Pilipinas, ilagay ang rehiyon, probinsya, lungsod o munisipalidad at kung saang barangay ka nakatira. Kinakailangan rin ang iyong kompletong address. Paalala, huwag gumamit ng pagdadaglat o abbreviation. Sunod ay piliin ang kategorya na iyong kinabibilangan. Pumili rin ng sektor na iyong kinabibilangan. Siguraduhin tama ang iyong ibinigay na impormasyon bago pindutin ang Save button. Pagkatapos pindutin ang Save button, lalabas sa screen ang iyong official ID, nagpapatunay na ikaw ay isang official supporter ng Uniteam at ituloy ang pagbabago movement. Paalala, hindi na maaaring bumalik sa nakaraang page kung nariyan na ang iyong official ID. Agad na pindutin ang Save button bago ito mawala. Kung sakaling mayroong mga katanungan, maaaring message ang ituloy ang pagbabago Facebook page at agad namin itong sasagutin.
Welcome back sa Sara All4U. Shoutout muna po sa mga grupong sumusuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Sara All, Inday Cares, Isip Pilipinas o Inday Sara, ikalawang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Solid Inday Sara o SIS at Sara Tayo.
Inday Sara, ikaw ang agila.
Patuloy pa rin ang suporta ng mga Pinoy artists para sa kandidatura pagka-vice presidente ni Mayor Sara Duterte. Kabilang narito ang mga TV and movie actor, comedian na sina Jean Padilla at Gary Lim. Pakinggan natin ang kanilang mga testimonya dito lamang sa Artist for Sara.
Una-una si Mayor Inday kasi nakita ko kung ano yung pamantayan niya sa lahat ng aspeto. Sa tao, yung gusto niya na lahat magkaroon ng trabaho para tumaas yung antas ng pamumuhay. At saka si Mayor Inday talagang parang itutuloy niya yung legacy kung ano man iiwan ng kanyang ama ni Mayor President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Kasi kumbaga sasabihin ko sa sarili ko na si Mayor Inday Sara, siya yung magiging Vice President natin na babae na merong ganito, na buuan loob na kahit sino ka pababanggain kanya kasi meron siyang sarili niyang panuntunan na gusto niya pag ito dapat na ikabubuti naman, hindi lang pang sariling interes kundi pang kahalatan, itutuloy niya. At siguro itong susunod na Vice Presidente na magkakaroon ng boses, unlike do sa ibang mga Vice Presidente na nandito lang sila. So tapos yung nasa uluhan pa niya ay kumbaga ka-teamwork niya. So I'm sure ang Pilipinas aangat yung pag-antas ng buhay ng bawat Pilipino. Ayun, sa ating susunod na Vice Presidente ng Pilipinas, kay Vice President Inday Sara, sana po ikaw na yung mitya, ikaw yung magiging mata at boses ng tunay na masang Pilipino. Sana ipagpatuloy mo lang yung mga ginagawa mo at balak mo pang gawin para ikagaganda ng buong Pilipinas at lalo na yung antas ng pamumuhay ng mga tao kagaya ng trabaho na talagang yun ang kailangan ngayon. Sana po, Vice President, ikaw na yun. Ikaw na.
This is an answer coming from my heart and my mind. Diretso ito. Gusto ko si Sara kasi honestly, in the first place, gusto ko siya na sana nung una pa na siya magiging presidente. Pero it turned out na magiging vice president ang gusto niyang takbuhin kasi ang alam ko, yun ang makakayanan niyang pwedeng gawin para sa bansa. Kaya ang support ko ever since Mayor Inday Sara Duterte, dugay na nga na panahon, it's a very long time na nag-decide ko kung bakit ko siya kailangan suportahan. Kailangan ko susuportahan kasi I am pro-Duterte. Hello, I'm Gary Lim, the actor, comedian, and the cute one amongst them all. Char. Ako nga pala, seriously speaking, ako po si Gary Lim. Ayan, ipapahayag ko ngayon ever since noon bago pa naghain ng COC, I am really for Inday Sara Duterte. Inday Sara Duterte, I hope we could do this thing, we could win this thing, and all-out support ako for you. I love you, mahal kita, Inday Sara, forever, BBM Sara Duterte for 2022.
Ako po si Direk Niel de Mesa ng Artists for Sara. Kung ikaw ay isang Pilipino na tunay na sumusuporta kay Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at sa tambalang BBM Sara, hinahayag mo ito sa iyong social media accounts o nagsishare ng mga posts tungkol sa Unity. At syempre, ikaw ay isang malikhaing alagad ng sining. Maaring ikaw ay isang musiko, aktor, mga awit, kompositor, taga-teatro, mananayaw, designer, graphic artist, live performer, filmmaker, manunulat, DJ, o di kaya ay nasa larangan ng multimedia at creative arts. Maaari mo nang sabihin ikaw ay isang artist for Sara. Isa sa adhikain ni Mayor Inday Sara ang pagkakapantay-pantay ng lahat ng mga Pilipino. Walang mayaman, walang mahirap, walang kasarian, walang relihiyon. Sa makatuwid, walang sikat at hindi sikat. Ang boses mo at ang iyong suporta ay mahalaga, lalo na sa larangan ng sining. Isang larangan na nais pag-ibayuhin ni Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at suportahan sa paparating niyang termino. Kung nais mong makibahagi sa mga activities o events para sa tambalang BBM Sara, mag-email lang ng inyong contact details sa artistsforsara@gmail.com. Daghang salamat at mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran.
Assalamualaikum, madayaw ug maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Maraming salamat sa mga kasapi ng Artists for Sara para sa inyong suporta sa aking mithiin na maging pangalawang pangulo ng ating bansa. Nakakataba ito ng puso at dagdag inspirasyon at lakas ng loob para sa akin. Sama-sama po tayong isulong ang isang mapayapa at maunlad na pamumuhay para sa bawat Pilipino. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran. Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantayan lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Andiyan sa puso natin yung hindi humuhusga sa ibang tao.
Yun pong tao na handang tumulong, yung mga instrumentong ginagamit ni Lord. Yun pong ililift up ako, yung magbigay ng encouragement.
Marunong makisama kasi yung tao naman na nakakaharap mo araw-araw, kung maganda yung pakikitungo mo, babalik din sa'yo lahat ng kagandahan na ginawa mo para sa kanila.
Ako si Inday Nila, person with disability. Aalagaan ka.
Ako si Inday Lai, sasamahan kita.
Ako po si Inday Jane, handang maglingkod, isang Inday. Inday will always love you.
Tunghayan po natin ang mga pahayag ng iba pa nating mga kababayan tungkol kay Mayor Sara Duterte at kung gaano nila kamahal ang alkalde at magiging nating vice presidente.
Ako si Kevin Villena, ako ay taga Batangas City at isang munting negosyante. Para sa akin, si Inday Sara Duterte isang tunay na ina ng bayan na kumakalinga at nagmamahal at nag-aaruga sa ating inang bayan. Sa darating na halalan, ang aking napupusuan bilang Vice Presidente ng Pilipinas ay si Inday Sara Duterte sapagkat ako'y naniniwala siya ay tutulong at aalalay sa ating Presidente at ipapalalawigin pa niya ang nasimula ng kanyang ama na si Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Ako po si Aristotel Trelles. Nandito po ako sa San Isidro Malbar, Batangas nakatira. Para po sa akin, si Mayor Sara Duterte ay masipag, may isang salita at dedikasyon para sa buong Pilipinas. Napupusuan ko po si Mayor Inday Sara Duterte dahil po siya ang aking magiging pinili at ibuboto na bilang isang Vice President ng Pilipinas dahil siya po ang nakita ko na may dedikasyon at isang salita at puso at gusto niya po talaga na magkaisa ang bawat mga Pilipino.
I am Julia Bailosis from Ecoland Subdivision, Barangay Bukana. Mabait, matulungin, madali siyang ng tao, ma-reach ng tao, at saka subok na siya. Kasi sa tingin ko, kasi maganda naman ang patakaran niya, ang palakad niya sa gobyerno dito sa atin sa Davao City. So maybe she deserves it.
My name is Almirante Manota, Barangay Panakan, sa Liaison Officer. Mabait, matulungin, mapagbigay. Si Mayor Sara ang karapat-dapat at wala nang iba na maging Vice President sa Pilipinas para matuloy-tuloy ang mga programa na naumpisahan ng kaniyang papa, si Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Ako si Anavina Patalinhog, isang frontliner na nagtatrabaho sa isang private hospital dito sa Libak, Sultan Kudarat. Ang pagkakilala ko kay Mayor Sara Duterte ay isang mapagkatiwalaan, matapang na babae. Si Mayor Sara Duterte ang dapat mailuklok bilang Vice Presidente ng Pilipinas.
Ako po si Carmencita Ancino, isang BHW ng Barangay Aurelio Efrere Sr. ng Libak, Sultan Kudarat. Ang pagkakilala ko po kay Mayor Sara Duterte, siya ay isang matapang na babae. Si Mayor Sara Duterte ang aming sinusuportahan bilang Vice Presidente ng Pilipinas.
Bago tayo magpaalam, shout-out po muna sa mga grupong patuloy ang suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, Apo Bongbong Marcos at sa buong Uniteam. Let's Go Uniteam Coalition, Marcos Sara Duterte Alliance o Masada, Tigre at Agila ng Pilipinas, Lipa Batangas at Quezon Province chapters at iba't ibang BBM Sara Uniteam chapters sa buong mundo. At dyan po nagtatapos ang SA4U ngayong araw ng Lunes. Maraming salamat sa inyong patuloy na pagsubaybay sa ating programa. Muli pong paalala, mag-ingat pa rin laban sa COVID-19, hindi lang para sa ating sarili, kundi para rin sa ating mga mahal sa buhay. Kaya always wear your face mask, observe social distancing at magpabakuna o booster shot po tayong lahat. At sa ngalan ni Mayor Sara Duterte, ako po ang inyong lingkod, puso at serbisyo, Tech Ocampo. At ito po ang SA4U.
Ipagpatuloy ang mga nasimulan.
Handa ka na bang?
Abutin ang kaunlarang ating inaasam.
Payag ka bang?
Ang bayan natin bumalik sa nakaraan. Hindi pa tapos ang laban, may kakampi kang matapang. Kinabukasan natin ang nakasalalay dito. Batas na patas, di takot, tapat na gobyerno ang sagot sa ating bayan.
Sara Zimmerman Duterte is a Filipino politician and lawyer. She is popularly known in the Philippines as Inday Sara. The nickname Inday means beloved in the Visayan language. In her baptism records, her name is Sara Vicenta, in honor of her grandfather, Vicente. She is the second child of Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines, and Elizabeth Zimmerman Duterte, a former flight attendant and teacher. Sara is the first ever elected woman and the youngest vice mayor and mayor of Davao City. Her life is profoundly backdropped by her family's long history in politics and public service. Her socio-political acumen and leadership skills have been sharpened by the Duterte family's tradition of working in the government and serving the people. Sara's grandfather, lawyer Vicente Tete Gonzales Duterte, was governor of the then undivided Davao Province from 1959 to 1965. For 3 years, starting 1965, he served as the Secretary of General Services of former President Ferdinand Marcos. Before this, he served as acting mayor of Cebu's municipality of Danao from 1946 to 1948. Sara's Lolo Tete was a man remembered by many for his humility and magnanimity. Her grandmother, Soledad Gonzalez Roa, was an educator who established a foundation in Davao City that served indigenous people's children needing education. On the other hand, Sara's maternal ancestry provided her with an acute understanding of the heart of the working class. Her maternal grandfather, Godofredo Baldazo Zimmerman, was the son of George John Zimmerman, a German-American missionary, and Cristita Baldazo, who hailed from Hilongos, Leyte. Her lolo Godo worked his way up from crew to ship captain. Sara's grandmother, Purisima Puring Fortunado Abellana, was an exuberant popular vendor in Davao City's Bangkerohan and Manila's Baclaran markets. Puring's roots are traced back to Tuburan, Cebu, and is said to be a putative descendant of Hari Tupas, the son-in-law of Hari Humabon. Before politics, Sara had a brief stint as a court attorney in the Supreme Court of the Philippines in 2006. She then served as vice mayor from 2007 to 2010 and was elected mayor in 2010 in what is now known as the biggest landslide election victory in the history of Davao. Although a newcomer in 2007, Sara demonstrated transformational leadership skills among the members of the City Council. Her colleague, the veteran legislator Pilar Braga, described her as a firm, principled, tactful negotiator, pacifier, and fearless administrator. One of the landmark legislation passed when she was vice mayor was the Watershed Code of Davao. It aims to protect, conserve, and manage the watershed areas of the city. Her landmark project while serving vice mayor was Inday Para sa Barangay, a whole-of-government approach to service every year in each of the 182 barangays of the city. It is now called the Caravan of Government Services when she moved to the city mayor's office. During her term as mayor, the timeless Davao Life is Here brand was created. It propelled Davao City's image as a desired market and destination for investment and tourism events, including the meetings, incentives, conference, exhibitions market. As a neophyte mayor in 2010, she easily gained the trust of Region 11 economic pillars. Then President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. appointed her as chairperson of the Regional Development Council. The RDC under her leadership made notable accomplishments that propelled the region. She was also selected as a NEDA Board Regional Development Committee Mindanao Area Committee chairperson. During her first full year as RDC chairperson, Davao Region's gross-regional domestic product expanded from 3.9% in 2011 to 7.1% in 2012. Because of this notable accomplishment, Sara was lauded by Joey Salceda, a prominent economist and well-respected member of the House of Representatives, as someone with an enlightened leadership style and sophisticated economic thinking. Under Sara's leadership, Davao City soared to greater heights and emerged as a premier city in Mindanao. For the short period of 2011 to 2013, Davao City received 36 awards, citations, and recognitions for good governance, business, tourism, health, environment, fiscal management, transparency, among others. Sara served as a regional officer of the National Movement of Young Legislators in 2007 to 2010 and served as officer in the National Executive Board of the League of Cities Philippines in 2010 to 2013. At this point, she already figured in the early surveys for senators in the 2013 elections, even if she was underage. In 2013, Sara took a respite from politics, devoting her time as one of the partner lawyers of Carpio and Duterte lawyers. She passed the pre-judicature program of the Philippine Judicial Academy in preparation for her plans to join the judiciary. Her desire to continue serving the public led her to be involved in a non-government organization, and in 2014, she was elected to the Board of Governors of the Philippine Red Cross. On the side, she worked on various product endorsements and as a segment host for a local morning news show on GMA Network. Her hosting job gave her the opportunity to volunteer, deliver relief, and report firsthand on the damage and the needs of the Boholanos during the 2013 earthquake. In 2016, Sara re-entered local politics and ran for mayor. She and her mother Elizabeth, who was in between cancer treatments, embarked on a national bus caravan called Naghandog to help campaign for President Duterte. They were joined by some members of the family and Sara's friends and classmates from high school. Fresh from the success of the bus campaign, the centerpiece of her mayoral comeback was called Biyaheng Duterte, a political agenda guided by 30 projects for 10 priority sectors: education, health, poverty alleviation, infrastructure development, solid waste management and environment, agriculture, investment and tourism, traffic and transportation management, disaster risk reduction and management, and peace and order. As a believer of continuity, Sara's 2019 mayoral re-election bid was anchored on the 2016 platform, but this time called Biyaheng Duterte, the second trip. Sara relentlessly pursued peace and progress in her administration. As a result, she was able to lift Davao City to a stellar national status with 117 awards, citations, and recognitions from March 2017 to December 2021. Davao City is included on the 2021 Top 10 Richest Cities of the Philippines of the Commission on Audit. And in the same year, Davao City was ranked the 4th most competitive, highly urbanized city by the Department of Trade and Industry. At the end of calendar year 2022, Davao City is expected to be debt-free. At the start of 2016, when she returned as mayor, Davao City's loan balance was in the amount of 1.3 billion pesos out of all loans contracted by the city during the years 2000, between 2005 and 2010, and in 2015. Loan repayments have been consistently provided for in the budget. For the year 2022, the amount of 46.7 million pesos has been made available for the final repayment, making Davao City debt-free. During her terms as mayor between 2016 and 2022, she played supporting roles to the Regional Development Council and the Regional Peace and Order Council. Sara accepted the challenge of the appointment as chairperson of both the Metropolitan Davao Coordinating Committee under the RDC and the Task Force Tuganay of the RPOC. Both committees are trailblazing peace and development initiatives in Region 11. The Metro Davao Committee lists as an accomplishment the House of Representatives and Senate approval of the creation of Metropolitan Davao Development Authority. Sara has been recognized both here and abroad for the work that she has done as local chief executive. In 2012, she was one of the 88 nominees to the prestigious World Mayor Awards and one of the only 2 Filipino mayor nominees. In 2021, she was selected as the Philippines' top-performing mayor with a rating of 93% by an independent and non-commissioned survey of the RP Mission and Development Foundation, Incorporated. It was a feat achieved in the time of the crushing COVID-19 pandemic. Foreign governments have also recognized Sara for her work, generously supporting and inviting her to learn from their countries. She was one of only 2 Philippine mayors invited in 2012 by the government of Israel to attend the 28th International Mayors Conference. In that same year, she also participated in the World Mayors Forum in Singapore. In 2018, Sara participated in an urban planning study tour in the cities of Tokyo and Kitakyushu with the Japan International Cooperation Agency. And in 2020, she attended the 88th Winter Meeting of the United States Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C. Sara is an alumna of the International Visitors Leadership Program of the U.S. State Department. Her advocacies are reflected in the projects dearest to her, the Peace 911, Magnegosyo Taday, Pagbabago Campaign, and the Kian Gabriel Hotline. Peace 911 is a successful local peace initiative that practically brought stability to the once conflict area of Paquibato district in Davao City. The project contributed to the collapse of the New People's Army Guerrilla Front 55. Magnegosyo Taday is a livelihood support project that encouraged entrepreneurship of women. The success of MTD spawned the Rainbow Magnegosyo Taday that intend to support entrepreneurship in the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transsexual community. The Pagbabago campaign is a two-pronged approach to solving interlocking problems related to poverty, children's education, and responsible parenthood. Through the Pagbabago campaign, children and parents in the communities are given bags branded as Pagbabago that contain reading materials on the importance of education and responsible parenting. Sara personally delivers these bags to children and parents. She uses her voice and influence to steer families into the right path out of poverty. The Kian Gabriel Hotline was created to allow anonymous reporting of child neglect and abuse that paved the way to rescue children in distress. The hotline was created in memory of 2 children in Davao City who died because of abuse. Since its operationalization in October 2016 and as of January 2022, no child has died at the hands of abusers in the city. In 2018, Sara led the creation of Hugpong ng Pagbabago, a region-wide political party aimed at creating a strong, peaceful, and developed region that can become a symbol of hope for our country's progress. Just like in 2016, she also went around the country in 2019, but this time on her favorite big bike, a 900cc Yamaha XSR, she fondly named Ella to help campaign for senator candidates. In November 2021, Sara took her oath as a member of the Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats National Party. Sara is currently the chairperson of both the HNP and Lakas CMD. Sara is an adopted member of the Philippine Military Academy Maharlika Class of 1984 and the Philippine National Police Academy Tagapagkalinga Class of 1991. She is a member of the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary and the Armed Forces of the Philippines Army Reserve Command. She holds the rank of Colonel and is currently the Assistant Brigade Commander of the 2202nd Ready Reserve Combined Arms Brigade, Philippine Army. She has received several medals, ribbons, badges, and citations for her work in Davao in support of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. She also received a presidential award from former President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. and the Philippine Commission for the Urban Poor in December 2011. And in August 2021, Sara was celebrated by Asia Pacific Luminaire Awards as someone who has contributed to the creation of a brighter future. Sara is a Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy graduate from the San Pedro College in Davao City. She received her Juris Doctor degree from the San Sebastian College Recoletos in the city of Manila. She was presented as one of the 30 most outstanding St. Augustine awardees of San Sebastian in January 2014 and was granted by the San Sebastian College of Law the Distinguished Alumna Award for Public Service in February 2020. She also received the Distinguished Woman of Service Award from the San Beda College Alumni Association in February 2011. Sara spent 4 years of law school at the San Beda and her final year in San Sebastian. Sara is a graduate in 2011 of the twin program of the Armed Forces of the Philippines Command and General Staff College, General Staff Course, and the Development Academy of the Philippines, Master of Public Management. Sara is blessed as an adopted member of the Ate tribe of Davao City in 2013. She was given the name Bio Simulun. She is also an adopted daughter of the province of Camarines Sur and the city of Tangub, and in 2019, she was blessed as an adopted daughter of the province of Abras Tingyan tribe, given the name Dulimaman, which was inspired from the courageous heroine in the tribe's epic Wadagan Ken Dulimaman. Sara was once involved in an infamous punching incident of a court sheriff in 2011. She has twice publicly apologized for what happened and was suspended by the Department of the Interior and Local Government and reprimanded through an administrative case. Looking back, she describes the sad incident as a turning point in her life as a politician, a constant reminder not to embarrass the mandate given to me by the people. She now considers herself the best person to talk about peace because she was once a national face of rage. Meanwhile, Sara has a collection of photos of herself with facades and altars of numerous Catholic churches taken during her travels all around the country. She is keenly interested in the architecture and history of Catholic churches, believing that each reflect the faith of the people and the uniqueness of the towns where these churches are built. She is married to fellow lawyer Manassas Reyes Carpio, and they have 3 children named Shark, Stingray, and Stonefish. Inday Sara is undoubtedly no magician, but the strength of her heart to lift everyone and soar high, fight, and win makes her second to none.